Good morning, traders and investors. This is MDB, Modified Darvas Box, coming at you with a new, there we go, volume's on, coming at you with a new weekend review video. It's been a few weeks. I've been really busy with other stuff, and there's been so much changes. At a couple times, I felt just doing a video was just sort of, useless because everything's changing so fast. And then, then I'd get on a plane and go fly off to one of my client sites, and then, so I don't have time to do a video, and then everything changes again. But here I am on February 9th at 10:58 a.m., and I found the time to do a video, and there is a lot to talk about. Also, I'm less outraged now, got it out. The Doge and the government stuff and all the fraud and the waste. Oh, it's such an outrage. It's an outrage every minute of the day. And these judges and everything, it's just awful. It just shows how badly our system needs reform. But it's still the greatest system in the world. So don't lose sight of that. But it heavily needs reform. And remember, the news is designed to outrage you. So at some point, just turn it off, go outside, look at the sunshine. Life goes on. Yes, it was this chaotic back in ancient Egypt. It was this chaotic in ancient Rome. It'll always be this way. So focus on yourself, go outside, have a nice day, and do all that. But do it after watching this video, and because, again, we got a lot to talk about. So for anybody who's never seen one of my videos, I'm an independent trader investor. I placed my first trade in 1995. I've been around markets for a long time, made a shit ton of mistakes, but I've also learned a lot, and I've created my own unique trading system based on the book, How I Made $2 Million in the Stock Market by Nicholas Darvas. It's a hell of a good book, in my opinion. In my opinion, it also solves a lot of the problems of the working trader, speculator, whatever you want to call it, or whatever you want to call yourself. If you're working a full-time job and yet you want to participate and do better for yourself, the Darvas system is wonderfully geared towards that. So I've taken it, I've added elements of other strategies as well. Hey, if I see a good idea, I'm going to try and work it in. And yeah, this is the net output of my system. We can see here we've got boxes, which are just rectangles on the chart, framing tools, and then I also use on my charts, I use colors. Like, for example, these gray bars here, these are inside bars. And the whole thrust of my system is signals and reactions to signals. I look at the charts to give me a signal, and then I plan my trades based on how the stock reacts to the signal. So bar one, signal, bar number two, reaction. And that's how you can plan things ahead, so you're not knee-jerking a trade and looking at your screens and desperately chasing. You can do all this on the weekends. You don't even need to look at charts during the week. But like with investing, anything with trading, you just got to let her rip and see what happens. So let's get into it. I've got 6 different lists here. I'm constantly moving stocks backwards and forwards among them, but I always start on indexes because that gives us the big picture, what's going on. And the first big picture here is the AMZ, which is MLPs. These generate income. I own some of them in my income portfolio. I just love them because they pay out regularly. They're linked to oil and gas, but the trend is just lovely. Look at that uptrend starting in 2021. Now, granted, they had a lousy downtrend in those prior years, but since this washout, they've been lovely to own, and a great bedrock if you're looking for income. And as we can see, yeah, they keep going. Not too shabby. ARK. So ARK, I normally keep tabs on because it actually was great earlier, like in prior years, because it had all the colors of my trading system. But now something unusual has happened. Kathy Wood's actually making money, which is incredible. ARK investors are actually making money. Wow. So, but let me show you the different bars. Here's a blue bar. That's a bar with a bullish slant tilt on it. It's a signal bar. A pink bar, where's a pink? Here's pink right here. Pink is the same as blue, same parameters, but I've coded it to, that's a bearish tilt, like price closes down. But, again, they're all signals. We see what happens afterwards. Yellow bar buy signal, and the opposite of that is a white bar. And then, yeah, these gray bars, inside bars. And then lastly, shooters, which are bearish inverse hammers, and hammer bars right here, which are bullish. And you see, these are all signals that the market is telling us something. The key is to trade the reaction to the signal. So we can see here, Kathy Wood making money here. Yeah, it's been a bull market. It's been going sideways here, but threatening to break out right there. Interesting, huh? Let's look at the monthly view. Monthly. And time frames are a big component in any trading system. So, if you can figure out your time frames and what time frames you're going to trade on, try not to flip between time frames. It helps if you, like, for example, if you buy on the monthly time frame, sell on the monthly time frame. Try and be consistent. But yeah, there's where it went wrong for Kathy. Ugh, they barfed it out sideways, but now look at that. It's showing signs of life. So let's see here. Going on to oil. Oil. Here's a little downwards bottoming of oil right there. It went up, and now look at it. It's sort of, the overall trend is reasserting itself, and right now it's entering sideways to down. So interesting. The NASDAQ, much more relevant to most people. Sideways. So look at this. You had the yellow bar buy signal here. And actually, there were buy signals way back here. Yellow right there. Going, if we want to go way back. That was early 2023. But yeah, the trend moving up, keeps forming box ranges, going sideways. And then the market figures out, does it want to break out of the box or break down out of the box? And because the trend is so bullish, it keeps breaking higher. And there's a go signal right there. Now, we had some real bad trading in here, but what it did was the trend simply bent. Like a blacksmith hammering steel, bending it. The trend got bent, and now it's gone sideways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A little failed breakout right there, but pretty much 8 weeks going sideways. Probably just as well, we need a rest. Ethereum. Does crypto have any value? I'm really skeptical. Ethereum with a white bar sell signal here. It told you right here, we got the box range. It didn't break out. It gave a bearish signal here, again here. I don't know. I don't think I'd touch this. FFTY, a proxy for growth. Yeah, NASDAQ sideways. This is sideways. But look at it. It seems to want higher or indicate higher. And overall, the market, in my opinion, is sideways to bullish. But there's plenty of bearish pockets, so it's a little treacherous. You got to be careful what you're buying and what you're selling. And both longs and shorts right now, trades are working on both sides. So, pick your poison. But the whole thing is to find high probability trades where you win and you make money. Because when everybody else is making money and you lost it, that sucks. This is China. China getting a little bit of a bid here. But we got Trump tariffs and all that. Who knows? But yeah, if you're interested in Chinese stocks, well, it gave one try at it. Maybe it's going to try it again. Gold. This is interesting. Gold's been moving higher. A couple of bear signals, but if you're long the overall trend, it's been doing just fine. Let's look at the monthly. Monthly, yeah, look at that. Minimum for a box here. You got a box breakout right there. I'll circle that even if volume is barely there. The yellow bar buy signal here. So yeah, if you bought off this, well then you plan on sitting for months and months, and you're doing great. If your time frame is weekly, whoopsie, let's go to the other one. If your time frame is weekly, then yeah, you've got a bit more. You get more. The lower the time frame you go, like 2 days, 1 day, 4 hours, half day, 130 minutes. The lower the time frame you go, the more signals you get. The higher the time frame you go, monthly, quarterly, the fewer signals you get, but the more impactful the signals can be. But gold going higher, and based on the news, something's up happening in gold. Like, is there fraud in gold? Meaning, like, are the gold holdings truly what people say they are, or the central banks say they are? I mean, nobody knows. Or at least the ones who know, they ain't telling. But either way, investors see opportunity in gold here. Interesting. High yield bonds. Big sideways. Broke out, formed another sideways, gave us a warning signal, but then it didn't build off of it. And this here, and then it went back up into it. Came down a little volatility, go back, and now, and then, but then the much more emphatic bullish statement here. But now we get a bearish shooter bar here. Not on any huge volume, but it just shows how, don't get too excited. More sideways is probably on tap. So if you bought in here all excited, yeah, baby, we're back. Well, this here is telling you, yeah, maybe you should calm down a little bit. Probably going more sideways. The good news on this is that junk bonds are very sensitive to the economy. Hey, sideways is good. What we don't want is bonds crashing down like that. If they're not crashing down, then we're all doing good. What do we got here? Okay, I already got to speed this up. I'm talking too much. Insurance. There's that volume sequence. Big red followed by bigger green. That's a bullish sequence. If you flip it, then it's a bearish sequence. But that's a bullish sequence. Yeah, insurance. I think even though they cry how poor they are, like California fires and all that, I think insurance is doing just fine. Long-term holding, if you wanted to buy it and hold it long-term for a portfolio, I think you'd do well. I bet Bitcoin. Big breakout here. Tried to break out here. Held up, but then, fell right back into the box. Not ready yet. What do we got here? IGV, software. Okay, yellow bar signal moved up. Look at the red, green. Software's not perfect. And so big red here. It didn't go anywhere. Now a bullish signal here, but if there were more sellers here, there were fewer buyers here. That to me says more sideways. You might disagree. You might say software is the greatest thing ever, but I don't know. We'll see. Something that's definitely bearish, housing. Box breakdown here. Then all this stuff here. You had 1 week where everything came back on an earnings report, but reality set in. And now you had the bearish shooter bar here. And look at what it's doing. And look at the volume. So the bulls with bad information, or they're just too optimistic in a bad market, have been overwhelmed by more realistic sellers. How many homes are being sold at current interest rates? Probably not enough. And all the construction workers, if they were illegals, can they get anything built? I don't know. But maybe they've all gone away. I mean, who the hell knows? But see, the market tells you what's going on. Bearish signal on volume. And look at that. It's down. That's called follow through. Signal, reaction to signal. What is that? Micro caps. Okay, sideways. IWM. God, why do we even look at this one? It's the worst index. Sideways. Healthcare. Did awful back here. Found a bottom. Tried to go back up, but based on how awful this was it really to expect a huge move here? No, it's just a counter trend. Tried to get excitement here, but now look, that's a bearish bar. Bearish shooter bar. So I would expect this to come down, but overall, sideways. Transports. Bearish signal here. Good reaction here. Look at that. That's a pretty good volume sequence right there. But overall thrust, sideways. Sideways box. What is that? Equal weighted index. Yeah, roughly tracking the NASDAQ, so nothing crazy. QQQs matching the NASDAQ. So a little bit more selling here. Where the volume on this stuff probably doesn't really apply anymore. So if you really want to see, did they sell it off, come to the Qs. And yeah, there's been more selling since beginning of the year, but again, sideways. RSP moved up this way, had the pullback. A bearish signal here, that got me nervous, but then a huge bullish reaction. No, not time yet. Stop being so bearish. And yeah, it goes up, but then a little pessimism coming in here. But what's interesting here, this one here, okay, I'd be like, warning signal, because look at the volume. But here, it went down and then it sort of closed mid-bar on volume. There were buyers in here. There were definitely people buying in this bar in this week. Because with this size red, normally you'd think it would have dropped all the way down here. But no, there were buyers to absorb all that selling. So most likely outcome, sideways. Retail, a buy signal right here. Hits the top of the box, tries to break out, and then whoops, we had a bad week. Now that's a bearish bar. We've said the word, say it again, sideways. Most likely. Short-term rates. Overall, I'd say this is sideways, huh? Chips, definitely sideways. They keep threatening white bar sell, white bar sell, white bar sell. But what's the net result? Sideways. They won't go up, but they won't seem to crash down either. Until this resolves, semiconductors should be considered a sideways sector. Oh, I love what I did here. Perfect example of signal and reaction to signal. Bearish signal, what's it going to be? And then the answer, bullish. But was there enough thrust to have a new breakout? No. So what's it done? Sideways. SPYs, any reinforcement on the volume? Looks just like the Qs. What do we got here? Sentiment. Sentiment got super bearish down here, super bullish up here. Now back to, there's that word again, sideways. Stocks about the 200-day? Yeah, not too bad. It was much more scary down here. The 40-day, definitely a buy signal in there, or a sentiment signal. Now we're back to sideways. So I think you're getting the gist of where the big picture is saying. And but I've got some information I'm going to show you shortly, which will indicate that probably we're going to resume a more bullish trend. Treasuries. Breakdown here, but with the Doge efforts, I'd be more confident if I was a U.S. government bondholder looking at all the waste. You cut all that waste, there's more money to pay back the bonds and make the interest payments, etc. Could you imagine the federal budget is probably 50% fraud, and waste, which means you could balance the budget. If that doesn't blow your mind, that the federal government budget could be balanced because of Elon Musk, that's crazy. But I'm optimistic it comes true. The VIX, see this little box I drew, the box range? It keeps threatening the top of this box range, but as people get scared, but then it backs off because the bulls go, no, 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 stop being so frightened. This green line right here at 35, that's pretty much, if VIX goes above 35, you got to be thinking of buying. So right now, because high volatility usually never hangs around. Scary, but it's usually buying opportunities. What do we got here? REITs, downward, maybe sideways, but look, they're in a giant box, sideways. Oil, XLE, excuse me, oil stocks. Every time they say we're going, maybe not. Sideways. XLF, now this is a good one. That's a box breakout right there. And look at the volume. Green volume. You had the bullish volume sequence here. Big red followed by bigger green. And the bars showed it too. This was that scary week where everybody panicked. And ever since then, up, up, up. And now it's a breakout. Financials just crushing it. And that's JP Morgan, which my dad has a lot of. At least I think he does. He doesn't tell me, but the way he loves Jamie Dimon, yeah. All right, let's look at individual stocks. What time is it? 11:20. Okay. So there's a good number of new textbook box breakouts. That's what list number 2 is. Big volume textbook box breakout leaders. Now, top of our list is Affirm. Now, do I think this is the safest stock? Buy now, pay later. But there is a textbook box breakout on big green volume. Let's look at the monthly. It's got a checkered history. Do your due diligence. You're basically extending credit to the worst credit scores in America. Great. But yeah, it's bullish. So maybe that means people are paying their bills. I don't know. Baker Hughes, oil. Look at that. Box breakout. Moving along, but that's kind of a bearish signal. I'd be a little nervous that price is going to tumble, but we'll see. No position. Chewy. Yeah, box breakout right here. It's been going up, but nothing special. This isn't a special stock. Just is. It simply fits the pattern. Costco, box breakout. Costco's great because look, it had this huge base. Call that a box or a base, and now look at it going higher. And if you ever got nervous, you had a bullish signal here. Reaction bullish. Bullish signal here. Not so much here, but look at the net result. Box breakout. And sure, it's had some negative signals here to get you scared. But again, the reaction, like right here, oh my God. And then bulls stepped up, not in a huge, huge way, but bulls stepped up saying, no, 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 stop worrying. It then went sideways for weeks, and then it resolved higher. Same here, oh my God. The bulls didn't step up as much, but they did here. And then, it sort of drifted, didn't really break out, but then started climbing higher again. And then, oh my God, freak out. I don't know, man. But look how volume went quiet And then the bulls, no, dude, what are you getting all scared about? And now it's back up again. That there, what I just did was how I interpret and I read the volume. What are they screaming at each other? What are they yelling about? We got to get out. No, 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 you're crazy. Stop. If you can interpret charts like that, it'll help, in my opinion. Credo, CRDO, where is it? Box breakout here. Volatility City, but then it formed a signal. Now it's back to a breakout again. I think this got hit on the AI DeepSeek stuff, but as my Israeli tech friend said, these guys aren't even into AI. They upgrade fiber optic cables. Why are they getting knocked down? That's opportunity. CrowdStrike, box breakout. Look at that. What a recovery. Are we in a bull market? Bullish market, yeah. Sideways bullish. Tech is where it's at. CVLT, box breakout. Look, it got shake and baked here also. Don't ask me why. A lot of trading, but the net result of all that trading, higher and a box breakout. Dave. Big box breakout here, and that's a yellow bar buy signal. And it goes up, forms a base, and now it's breaking out again. Now, I've never used Dave, but it reminds me of a funny story from my college years. In my fraternity, this one guy who was, he was all right, and he gets up and he goes, I just want to thank my best friend, Dave. And Dave across the room looked up like, what? He's my best friend? I had no idea. It's good, definitely good story. But a textbook Darvas box breakout right here. And I know other people have shown this on Twitter and all that, so, but very successful. And this is the thing, if you can sit and be a trend follower, what kind of trader are you going to be? Do you want to buy right and sit tight? Well, then that's how you do it. You buy right and then you sit and let it do its thing. But it's so hard with news headlines and trading and scary stuff. It's gotten harder and harder to buy and sit. But if you can pull it off, you'll make more money than the in and out traders. I guarantee it. ESTC, box breakout right there. And a little shake and bake. But yeah, if you're interested in this one, there's your signal. Buy it when it hits the top of the signal, because this here is what bar? That is a inside bar right there. But you see it's gone sideways, big down, back up big, and now it's sort of following through. General Electric, fantastic. Fantastic trend from all the way down here. Boxed it up. Oh, the first little warning sign, but there's that volume sequence right there. Red followed by bigger green. The push, and now look at that, box breakout. Lovely. GH. So I own this one. I've tried it several times. I think it's got a lovely long-term future. Yeah, broke out here. Now 2 shooter bars. Probably the market's just saying, whoa, 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 not so fast. You haven't really done, you're doing good, but you haven't done that good. But long term, I really like this. So we'll see. See these signals right here? Box breakouts. I'm going to try and sit in this for a long term. So I'm not worried about these 2 signals. But they're valid signals. So yeah, maybe price comes down or, I don't know. We'll see. Hood. Box breakout here. Higher. Box breakout back here, higher. I had no idea Hood had this much potential. Congrats to those who saw it. They're at JP Morgan, box breakout, higher. This one, KVYO. Big box breakout here. Boy, a scary bar here, but the bulls stepped up the next week. So that should give you confidence. And then just, volatility shake and bake, but where does it end up? Higher. And BIS, box breakout. Hammer signal right there. Whoop. Net, box breakout. Now, Net's valuation is ridiculous, but they just love this company. There's the monthly view. All the way up here, and then it's recovered, and now it's back to bullish again. They just love this company. Is the valuation 48 billion a little ridiculous? Yeah, I think so, but they don't ask me. Here, let's look at it. Net. It has a forecast. So by the way, price to sales ratio is a great quick way of seeing how under or overvalued a company might be, because it's super easy to calculate. So let's go off of 2026 sales. 2.6 billion. It's currently trading for $48 billion. 48.8 divided by 2.6. It's trading at a price to sales of 18.7. That's kind of high, but yeah, they love it. Netflix, box breakout, moving higher. And look at that. Even on the breakout, the next week gave you another signal to get in. So you'd be like, oh, I missed the big move. Well, it's giving you a chance to get in on the inside bar that followed it up. And there you go. All right, what do we got here? NNE, box breakout, but uh-oh. There's inside. It didn't go anywhere. Remember the same principle. Should we be buying it after the breakout? Well, what did it do? It formed a hammer, a shooter bar that's bearish inside. So that's a double inside. So basically, this is getting ready to make its move. And you got to be careful. This move might be downwards because you see how the red volume. So be careful. NTRA, box breakout, kind of a muted response there. Just set your alert right there for the top if you're interested. 179. Let's make it 179. All right, how are we doing on time? Okay, ooh, man, we're already getting thing. There's a lot to go over. Reddit, higher. Any signals on Reddit? No. Hold on. RKLB, box breakout. Chance to get in or out here. And it goes down. Be careful on that one. Root. That's a box breakout. Lower volume, but this big volume is interesting. I tried it here and here. And the stupid market took it up and then back to the breakout level. But it's recovered, but on nothing huge. But it's definitely bullish. T-Doc, I bought some of this. Right on the money. Box breakout right there. And some people laughed, like, what are you doing in T-Doc? Man, this is the pattern, Are you going to trade the patterns? Also, valuation on this is really good. it's improving. It's still chugging along. I've used TDoc before. Is it the same company from here? It's probably improved, just doing a little bit better, selling a bit better, working down the acquisitions. At some point, maybe this goes back to 100. So buying at 12 and sitting on it for a while might be a great trade, or it might not. I don't know. But there's the pattern right there. Striving to be a long-term buy and holder. TKO, box breakout. Druckenmiller really likes this one. And Walmart. Well, was that the box breakout? Barely. Yeah, there it is. Barely. But look at that. Look at Walmart. Look at it on the monthly. Is that a stock you might want to own? Well, you definitely wanted it down here. That's just amazing. Okay. Bullish signals. These are stocks that have given bullish signals, but they don't fit the list 2 criteria. First, AOI. I bought some here this week. A little pullback buy, close to the weekly. And I'm going to take you to the main view because I added relative strength on this one. And this is why I decided to use it. I don't like to use many indicators. I think they clutter things up. But we saw the bullish hammer signal right here. So I'm thinking, all right, buy in here. If it hits in the 29s, I want to be buying it, right? Well, I decided to look at RS, and what I saw, if you just draw a line across the top peak right there. Well, look where this thing pulled right back into. So that's why I decided to buy it a little early. Rather than waiting for the signal to trigger, let's just buy it a little early. So far it's worked out, but we'll see what happens. That, I would call that a basket catch. Apple, yellow bar, sort of a negative reaction, volume's low. A-Lab, bullish hammer. It triggered but didn't hold. I give this one more week, and then if it doesn't resolve, I'll remove it off the list. Amazon, box breakout. But, big green followed by bigger red. That's actually a bearish volume pattern. And it's also coming up on week 4 of a potential breakout. Week 4 is when the box is closed. And at this point, if this pattern's going to fail, it's going to fail on week 4. Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. So I'm pessimistic on Amazon at the moment. APP keeps going higher. There's the bullish. This is why I got on the list. The bullish blue bar. Had it right here also. ASTS. Okay, I love it. You had a box breakdown. You had some red selling volume. Finally, they got shook out. And what does the price do? The box closes. What does price do? Boom. Yellow bar buy signal. If that's not so irritating, how many longs that held all through in here got shaken out right down in here? Probably all of them. And no one will ever admit that on Twitter. Oh, I'd be so annoyed. But I never had a position. The bros. Box breakout here. Formed another box here. Higher, climbing higher. In fact, this here is probably as textbook as you can get. You could ignore it all through this zone, but then when you get to right here, this big breakout with the volume, that's your go signal. Look for those. When you see that, buy it. This shit just repeats again and again. Yellow bar, and look at the volatility. Woof. Yeah, there's a signal there, but sort of, this is getting a little tough. CVNA, breakout, small volume, but damn, that's a heck of a recovery. Dash, up. GEV, a little bit of shaking, but it kind of matches CEG. I bet CEG buys equipment from GEV. So all that, see how it's all linked together? The GER, I own this. I bought down here and I added down in here. And so far, we're doing good. What I really liked about this was what I was told about the company. I liked how the volume, green. Yeah, one bad red week, but then green, bulls stepped up again. And then it sort of got a little quiet. So, yeah, why shouldn't I have bought more? Blue bar. This company's not the easiest, but if you could hold it, the overall trend is up. But look at this. It's like a bucking bronco. Some stocks trade easier than others. Meta. Zuckerdroid is, look at that. Look at how it climbs higher. Amazing. This one, OKLO. Big shake and bake here on this week, but if you survive that, you're loving it. Oracle. Bullish, and then gap down, and then a signal, and now a sort of recovery. Volatile. PLTR. Breakout, but it's the wrong week. Volume's on the wrong week, so that's why it's list 3. I did a quick, well, like 1 day short here, and I made a few points. Otherwise, I wouldn't short this like thinking it's going down. Are you crazy? The best trader I know was taking profits right up about here. Probably a great move, but overall, I think this goes higher in the future. There's just nothing to indicate lower. Ferrari, got a signal here. Gave up sort of mid-bar, so not the greatest, but damn. Rubric, I do own Rubric. Bought it from down here. And look at that, box breakout. Not the strongest, but going up. RTX. Look at that. SE, I still own it from back here. Breakout going higher. Shop. I'm doing all right. Bullish signal right there. Gets another week on this list. Shark Ninja going higher. Snow, box breakout right there. Low volume, but going higher. Boy, and I was playing Snow on the bear side down in here. I thought this was a goner. But I guess this is the monthly chart. I was being bearish all through this section because look, you had this great big signal followed by another bear signal as well. But it held and rebounded. Go figure. That's trading. SOUN. So I love this box breakout and I love the volume at the pullback. It's actually, I actually want to use this as an example of the RS. So, where am I going to draw this? Well, here's a nice peak. Has it pulled back into that? No. So I'm not going to try it. If this gets to here, then it might be worth buying some or trying some. So in this case, I'm just going to keep watching this, and this should go on a different list. Spotify, look at that. Just fantastic. Nancy Pelosi, she still got it. Look at the volume here. I have no idea. There's no signals. I have no idea. Uber, Bill Ackman likes it this week. Yellow bar buy signal. Venom, oil and gas, volume signature. Big selling followed by bigger buying. Big selling followed by bigger buying. See the volume sequence? This is bullish, and I own some of this in the income account. Pays dividend 5%. Not bad. VRT. Yeah, there's the shake and bake right here, but it's probably going to recover more. VST. Shake and bake in here. This is sort of undecided. I don't know, man, because inside bars are 50-50. But that's it for the bullish signals. So the indexes were saying mixed, yet there's a lot of box breakouts. There's a lot of bullish signals. How many bearish signals? And then we'll wrap this up. Oh, look at that. There's a lot of bearish signals going on. Oh, and I know this video is going to take a little longer. I also have a couple of things I want to show you down here on the earnings. So if you can bear with me. So AMD, I'm short here. I'm still short. Look at it going down. Look at this. Red, 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 red. Is there anything bullish about this chart? Not that I can see. On the monthly, look at that. Box breakdown. Volume's a little light. So something's going on at AMD, and the market's telling us stuff here. But on Twitter, you get people arguing AMD is a 10 times opportunity everybody ignores. Well, the only thing accurate about this is that everybody's ignoring it. Now, this gentleman may have a great case. The problem is the timing. The market's simply not agreeing with that. And it's not agreeing with it. It might agree with it in the future. If it does, then we'll see volume that looks more like this. Green, 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 green. Until the market agrees with it, this may be 100% accurate, but the timing just isn't right. So that's the only highlight I want to show. The chart rules all. ANF, box breakdown. Look at that. It's been saying red, red, red. Bill, give a poor outlook and you get chopped. Not too good. BLDR, housing. Oof. Not so good. Caterpillar, up, down, tariff. This is a tariff thing. Hard to trade. This one, I forget this one, but look at that. Big selling. Deck, oof. Big red selling. Anybody bought new Hokas lately? Dell, downtrend, but nothing vicious. Home building, there's that shooter bar right there. I shorted this one again because I shorted it here and I covered here. So I'm back into it again and it's working again. Because housing, we saw, is bearish. And I like having a long short portfolio. I'm skewed toward the bullish side, but yeah, put a few shorts on. It really helps on the down days. DJT, yeah, it's coming down. That one's done. ELF. They give another signal here. This is why signals, you got to pay attention to the signals. Look at that. Oof. Let me show you what ELF is doing. ELF. Oh, come on. ELF. Yep, page not found. When you see results like this that go from up 223%, up 182, up 128, 54, 26, 0. Oof. At that point, you then apply, The price to sales, what is it trading at? 5 billion with zero growth. Oof. Not good. My target for this would be more like 40, 50. Oof. But that's what happens. This stuff goes hand in hand. First Solar, box breakdown, bearish. Geo, bullish hammer signal, but the signal failed and it went the other way. I hate to say it, but that's bearish. General Motors, box breakdown. GME, 50-50 signal here, resolved downwards. No offense, but GME, that's an old story. That's there's nothing special about it anymore. Take it off your list. Google. So that's interesting. Pink bar warning signal. It violated the breakout. So now we'll see what happens based off this signal. Like, has Google made a mess of things? I don't know. Len. Look how awful this is. This is a home builder. Breakdown, down, down. The signal, housing was giving this signal all over the place. So I stepped up and I shorted Len also. So you could say I am bearish on housing. Lockheed. Oof, defense. I wish I had bet against this, but I don't know anything about defense. Monday, box breakdown. But look, it's had a little recovery. In fact, it's had a couple of weeks of recovery, so this shouldn't be on this list. I'll put it under watching. Moderna. This one, look at that. The box breakdown, the huge one. Ever since then, it's been awful. Given a couple signals to get bearish and short it. I did not try this because I think there's just too much gap risk, political risk. But come on, are these guys going to do great? And you want to see, no, they're not. But you want to see valuation-wise, you want to see something crazy? Look at this. Back in 2021 and 2022, they did 18 and 19 billion dollars, and now they're back down to 2 billion. Isn't that amazing? I hope they go out of business, but the market cap here is 12 billion, so they're at about 6 times. This is a good opportunity if you want to hedge like longs. Microsoft, oof. I thought they're one of the big techs, but they're going sideways. They're not doing much. The more I read recently was that they may be behind in AI. And will they catch up? I don't know. But white bar sell signal, red, 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 red. It's not looking so good here. MicroStrategy, box breakdown, but it's more like sideways. It's very volatile. Micron. It's in a giant box. Bearish. No, recovered. Sort of a bearish here. And when you tie this into SMH, semiconductors, yeah, it makes sense that Micron isn't going anywhere. Software now. Pink bar warning signal. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, that's a pink bearish shooter bar, and it's at the bottom edge of a box. Maybe software isn't as great as everybody thinks. I don't know. NVIDIA. So I tried to short it here. I had to cover. I then tried to short it again, and by the end of the day, it just wasn't going down, so I covered it. It's still broken down in the box, and there were some buyers stepped up. I don't know, man. Indecisive. ON, a couple of bearish signals, but it'll be interesting to see if this here is the end of this little trend or not. I don't know. Pan W. That's a bearish bar, but it didn't really close bearish. So give it one more week and then it'll come off the list. PI, what happened here? Wow. Look at that. It's gone from 240 bucks to $100. Pretty much straight down. Wow. Qualcomm, bearish signal there. But look how many times it's done a bearish hammer. A bearish shooter, sorry. Here, 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 here. While this looks bad, I wouldn't bet against it because it didn't crack on here. So we'll see. Roblox, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. TMDX, yeah, still down. Tesla, row. Box breakdown. Thankfully, it's on lower volume, but what was the key week? Right here. There's your key week. Everything changed after that week. We'll see what happens. URI, box breakdown, had the big rebound rally, but there's a bearish bar. Yeah, we'll see. Vert, oh, bearish signal. If the market's going to change a little bit, then that may be picking it up. The wolf, that's just downtrend. And last Zimmer, box breakdown, and then sideways. But again, shipping, what a mess. Warning, warning, warning. With tariffs and everything, who knows? I have no idea. So, okay, so that's the bearish list. So, yeah, man. So, take it for what it's worth. For as many bullish stuff, there's bearish stuff working as well. So, mixed, sideways. Best way to describe everything. Okay, what I want to show you here is S&P 500. Latest estimates as of February 6th. That was 3 days ago. And look what we got here. We finally got some 2026 estimates. And good Lord, it's just nothing but continued bullish higher. American companies are amazing. So, what do we do with that? Well, this tells us that there don't seem to be any real big interruptions in terms of the S&P 500 and its earning. So, the more, I would argue, the more sideways we go, the greater the likelihood we're going to have an uptrend later this year. The only problem pain point are valuations. Valuations are too high, a little too high. On the trailing PEs, forward PEs are being bailed out because these numbers just keep going higher. But forward PEs are a little problematic. And you see right here, here's the handy valuation chart. So is the market a little overvalued here? Yeah, but it's been overvalued by a little bit this whole run. So in my opinion, any sideways action is healthy and will set the stage for a future bullish move. Again, it's healthy going sideways because the earnings just keep getting bigger and bigger. If these earnings numbers forecasts get cut, well, then there's a bigger problem. But at the moment, it's, the game keeps going higher. It's really incredible. Look at this endless green. And this is what happened last time Trump was in office. Trump was great until they put COVID, man-made COVID, out there. And the Federal Reserve decided to increase rates. But when the Federal Reserve was under control, we had astounding growth under Trump. And look at what's being forecast here. So that's enough said on that. Lastly, cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin. just be careful. I looked at crypto. I'm not into crypto, and I was boggled by how many cryptos there are. What's Cardano? I've never heard of it. Tron? Never heard of it. Stellar? Never heard of it. Sui, Tuncoin, Polkadot, Mantra, Ondo, Monero, Mantle. Hey, there's official Trump. In my opinion, this one is the only one that has value because it's backed by, well, it has a sitting U.S. president attached to it. Beyond that, What is Kronos, Algo Render, Cas Jupiter, First Digital? I have no bonk. I don't know how people make sense of crypto, but my feeling is all these are basically worthless. But we shall see. We shall see. It just shows people will trade anything. Bitcoin, doing okay here. All right, well, that's all I got for you today. That's the weekend review. The message of the market, sideways. The bulls are doing good. Bears are doing okay. But overall, the trend overall is going to be up. So have a great trading week. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.